and welcome. I'm Sarah Peternell with Family Nutrition Services. Today I'm excited to be doing a video that I've been thinking about for a long time. It's morning here, it's a busy school day, and sorry, still have a little bit of the bedhead. On my way to yoga here soon, and I've been thinking about presenting a video for you guys about healthy lunchbox options for your kids and your family. I get this question all the time at this time of year, especially in August and September. Kids are going back to school and moms and dads are feeling like they need kind of a fresh start, getting back on track with healthy lunchboxes for kids. So I wanted to share with you some of the things that we do in my family, and I want you to know that we have basically arrived at this point, thankfully due to trial and error. Some of it is also nutritional wisdom, yes, but most of it is trial and error, because if you have kids, you know that you have to figure out what works best for your kids, what works best for their school environment, and what works best for their activities or their the energy that they need throughout the day for school and sports, etc. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that we've been sending to school so far this year that has really worked out well. I have an 11-and-a-half-year-old who's in 6th grade, which he's just starting middle school, so it's a whole new world for us. And he's taking more of an active role in planning his own lunches and snacks. So I'll get to more of that in just a second. And then I also have my 9-and-a-half-year-old, my daughter, who's in 4th grade, and her school starts a little bit later, and I'm still doing quite a bit of the preparation for her lunches with her input. So the first question I usually get is, what types of materials or school lunch boxes or containers do I use so that it's both eco-friendly but also convenient and makes sense as far as keeping food fresh, etc. So I'll be honest, I've tried a lot of the bento boxes and stainless steel and a variety of different expensive packaging, and what I found is that either A, if it got lost, it was really a bummer because it was like $30 out the window, and the other thing is that sometimes even the most expensive and most seemingly high quality lunch products leak. And it's a misery to try to clean some stuff out of, lunch boxes and backpacks and whatnot. So if you've been there, you know that sometimes just finding the thing that works best for your family is more important. What I do love are these lunch skin products. You can find these in a variety of places. I've seen them at Target, seen them at Whole Foods. Our store here in Denver, Natural Grocers, carries these. I'm sure you can buy them on Amazon. They make a variety of different things with this company. One of them is actually a fabric reusable cloth like lunch sack, and it comes in a variety of different cute colors and patterns. It has a Velcro closure and a place where you can use a permanent marker to write your child's name. These are great for things like sturdy fruits. I've got some organic green grapes in this bag. It's a little bit insulating, so it's nice because it keeps some of the more hardier fruits in good shape. And of course it can be reused over and over again. Sometimes I just throw them in the dishwasher upside down with the lid open, or I'll even run them in the washing machine. Lunch Skins also makes these great recyclable paper sacks, which are better for some of the dry foods like chips and sandwiches and things that you want to kind of avoid moisture, but also not to spill. So it has this little closure seal. You can just take off this strip and then you can kind of close it like an envelope. Also a place where you can write a note or you can write your child's name, and they are nice because they are biodegradable. Some of the single-use plastics, I don't know about you, but I just feel heartbroken every time I'm throwing away a baggie. So these are a little bit more expensive than kind of your typical zip top bags, but they are, I think, worth it in the end. So we use those quite a bit, but I'm not gonna lie, we do also use the Ziploc divided containers. And like I said, we had gone round and round with some of the other more expensive BPA free and some other products, but they were just a mess and they didn't always hold up. So I'll buy some of these at the beginning of each school year, and they last for a few uses and washes, and then I'll replace them as needed. But this is one way that you can do something that has maybe some foods that are likely to drip or make a mess. So this is one of Molly's typical lunches. I'll show you this. Molly loves to eat, like me, basically this is what I would love for lunch as well. She's not super picky, but she doesn't like sandwiches. And she loves to make hummus, so on the weekends we'll do homemade hummus. She's got her own recipe. She knows how to use the food processor, and she loves paprika, so putting this in her lunch is a sure thing because she'll eat it with some cucumber slices. And then this is just Applegate organic roasted chicken that I just rolled up. It's very simple. I know it doesn't look like very much, but she's a 4th grade girl. She spends a lot of time chit-chatting, and I know that this is enough for her to both give her energy and some protein, and to fill her up until she has a chance for an after-school snack. And a lot of times I'll send this same kind of lunch with like a rice and seaweed cracker. These are just the rice crackers, 365 brand from Whole Foods. So I'll just send, maybe 8 to 10 of those to go along with her hummus. So she'll dip her cucumbers and her cucumbers and crackers into the hummus, and this will make a great lunch for her. Some other things that Molly really loves, she likes a lot of things with seaweed, which I think is a very interesting and unique acquired taste, but she loves these Gimme Organic teriyaki flavored roasted seaweed snacks. They're low calorie, 0 sugar, low carb. They're kind of just like little pieces of paper of seaweed, but it's nice because it's a savory snack and it's a good alternative to all of the different sweetened and sugary granola bars and snacks and things that are out there. But the kids do like to have something that is a little bit more on sort of the natural energy side of things. So I've opted for these Orchard Valley Harvest chocolate raisin nut trail mix packets. Again, these come in like a little bulk packet of individual serving sizes that I get from natural grocers. And this is just like the perfect handful of chocolate covered raisins and different types of roasted nuts. And I think it's only like 4 grams of sugar per packet. So I feel good about this when my kids want something that's a little bit on the sweeter side. Sometimes we'll also do an organic Santa Cruz brand applesauce cup for sort of their sweet treat. I very rarely, if ever, send my kids with any kind of candy or anything in their lunch boxes, except for maybe the first few days after Halloween, which I dread, by the way. But these make good little substitutes when the kids want something sweet. They look around the cafeteria and they see their friends having gummy bears and Starbursts and chocolate bars and, goodness knows what else. So this is at least satisfying, but mom and dad also feel that it's a healthy option. Another thing that's great is just to sometimes include these Justin's almond butter packets, because they can just warm them up by squeezing them and then peel off the corner, and they can just kind of suck the almond butter right out of it. This is great like pre-soccer or pre-sports, but they can also eat it with an apple, and it makes it pretty portable to take apples and almond butter on the run or on the go to school or to sports. Now just keep in mind for any of these things that I've mentioned, that may have nuts in them, that you have to know your school or sports policy maybe on allergens and nuts. Of course, there are a lot of kids that do have severe nut and tree nut allergies, peanut and tree nut allergies, so just be careful with that and don't pack those in your kids' school lunch if there's a policy against that. But for those of you who maybe have gluten intolerance or celiac in your family, you know how hard it is to find good unprocessed foods that your family will eat. And a lot of times they do include nut products. So that's what we have resorted to in a lot of ways. But I also know there's a lot of families who have both gluten-free and nut-free. So if you have further questions about that, you can always send me a direct message and I can help you out with that. So a couple of things. My son Clay, I mentioned earlier that he's starting to do more of his own lunches in preparation for going to middle school. He leaves at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm usually up by then and I can help him with a few things, but he's trying to do more of his own lunchbox packing. This is pretty much a standard Clay lunch most days of the week. He loves sandwiches. And he's gluten-free. He eats gluten-free like I do. And so, it's really hard to find like a good sandwich bread or a sandwich roll that doesn't just crumble and fall apart and get really dried out and kind of taste gross by the time you eat it. But I found these Ciabatta Rolls. I think they're made by the Char brand. And they're at our natural grocers, and he loves them. So this is just some mustard and organic salad greens with Havarti organic cheese and the Applegate honey roasted ham on a little roll, and it fits perfectly in one of these lunch skins, cloth lunch skins, and it keeps it nice and fresh and insulated. So that's something he's been taking with him a lot, and maybe like a piece of fruit or say like a bag of grapes or something like that. Other things that Clay really likes, especially when he's kind of getting himself up and getting out the door, Applegate brand also makes these awesome charcuterie plate packets. I wish these were around when I was a kid. Thinking about all the kids that were bringing Lunchables and whatnot to school, this would have been an amazing healthy alternative. So a couple times a week or once in a while, Clay will pick one of these out of the refrigerator. It's Genoa salami, organic cheddar, dark chocolate, and roasted almonds. It's the perfect thing. It fills him up. They're finger foods. You can eat them pretty quickly. You know, kids just do not have that much time in the lunchroom, whether they're, you know, pre-kindergarten or high school. I'll say it again, that this is really complicated for kids and families to figure out how much time they actually have to eat lunch. So this is working out great for Clay. Other things he loves are to take the Simple Mills almond flour crackers that you can also buy at Whole Foods or Costco. I've seen them at Target as well. And with one of these Holy Guacamole packets and maybe some hard-boiled eggs. So again, this with some fruit makes a really perfect lunch. So it doesn't seem like much, but it's actually really well balanced. You've got the protein from the hard-boiled eggs. They're peeled and ready to go. Healthy fats in the guacamole. You've got some healthy kind of carbohydrate, you know, type starchier food. It's a grain-free and gluten-free cracker, but kind of fits the bill for something crunchy and salty, and then an apple. So this is what we've been working on this year for our family for school lunches and school snacks. You know, I will admit this is a constantly evolving and changing process. Adults and kids alike, their needs and their tastes and their preferences change constantly. Nobody likes eating the same thing day after day after day for lunch. So I would encourage you and your families really to just sit down with the kids and talk about what they do like, what they will eat, what's not going to get wasted, what is both agreeable to the kids and to the parents as far as tastes good and good for their bodies. The last thing I want to point out are some awesome tortillas that I talk about all the time. So I felt like it was time for me to actually include these in one of my videos. I talk about the Ciabatta brand almond flour tortillas. They also have coconut flour and chia, and I believe now they're also doing like a cashew flour tortilla, but the almond flour is hands down my favorite. The story about these tortillas is that there was a woman who found out she was gluten intolerant, and her grandmother, her abuela, who had been making the family's famous Mexican-American tradition of handmade, homemade tortillas, wanted to make something for her granddaughter that her granddaughter could eat and enjoy with the rest of the family. So she came up with this recipe. It's very simple: almond flour, tapioca flour, water, sea salt, and xanthan gum, and they're amazing. They're as good, if not better, than the original flour tortillas that I remember from my pre-gluten-free days. I love these for wraps. I'll toast them in the toaster oven and add like some fresh leftover chicken that we've grilled maybe the night before with tomatoes and salad greens and some olive oil and salt and pepper. It makes a wonderful wrap. These are also great for quesadillas that we do with the kids, or when we're having tacos, we use these a lot of times. But they're really sturdy, and so again, similar to sometimes with the rolls and the bread that maybe you've tried gluten-free, if they crumble and fall apart and they're inedible by the time your kids open the lunchbox, it's kind of pointless. These will hold up, and you can put them in your kids' lunch boxes as like maybe an almond butter and honey and banana wrap or something with this, and it will be perfect when they go to open it. So I love these. They're a little on the pricey side, but for me, they're worth every penny because they taste good and they work and they're healthy. I hope this has been helpful for you. I do have a handout on my website right now. It's a special back to school edition handout. It's all about healthy lunchbox menus, healthy lunchbox choices, healthy lunchbox planning tips, and then some recipes for you as well. It's a great PDF download that you can get on my website at sarahpeternell.com. Perfect to hang on the refrigerator, perfect to share with your family and sit everybody down and say, all right, let's get rid of some old habits, let's start some new habits, let's get off to this school year on a great fresh start. So I hope that helps you. I hope this video has been informative. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want more videos like this. If you like this content, please like it and share it with others who may enjoy the same type of stuff. And again, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned and I'll be back soon with more videos. Have a great day.